Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. This is Scoots42, and I've been pretty busy. I've done a little redesigning on the base. I've gotten rid of most of our chests. I still have one chest here that's got all the building blocks and different materials in it. But if we come down here, there is one more chest I put down here. He's not spawning squids anymore, just by the way. I haven't seen any squid down here in a while. I do have one other chest down here. I discovered that colossal chests are totally a thing. So I made an 8x8x8 colossal chest. And if we take a look at those, basically I needed a bunch of these colossal chest walls. Gosh, I want to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 or 9 stacks to make one this big. And it's just some wood with wood planks surrounding it will give you 2 of those chest walls. And then we also need a colossal chest core, and that actually forms the chest. And I also have this hooked up to our grid system, so we needed a colossal chest interface for that, which is just a colossal chest wall with 4 pieces of any kind of cobblestone around it. Now to hook it up to the grid, I basically ran a line straight down from our grid and hooked it up with a external storage. Again, the external storage isn't terribly difficult to get. That just took a few of these destruction cores, well, one destruction core, one construction core, an improved processor, a cable, couple of chests, and some quartz enriched iron. Not that difficult. I think I made a total, I want to say, of 2 of them. And the other one is hooked up to our drawer system now, which this is actually all one drawer system. I ended up needing to move our drawer controller over to the left by 1 block, and now up here I'll be expanding our drawer system for what will hopefully be what we're going to tackle in this episode. I wanted to start on a auto wither skeleton mob farm. I've been to the nether. I've done a few other things. I went ahead and was able to get myself an angel ring. Now, so to cover that, the first thing you need is a chicken ring, which is a captured chicken in a golden lasso, 2 feathers, some iron, and a couple of resonating redstone crystals, which those we get with those ender shards and some redstone. So we got our chicken wing ring, and then I did a flying squid ring, which I honestly have not seen any more squid since I made it. You need that chicken wing ring, squid in a golden lasso, some kind of black dye, ender pearls, and a couple of diamonds. And then to be able to power it, I needed to make a few more of these guys. I think I'm up to 3 of them now. So we have a total of 48 GP at our disposal. I've just been kind of hiding these guys under here. And I'll eventually pretty this up a little bit, but I kind of want to keep this different from the rest of the floor right now, so it's easy for me to remember where I put that stuff. And I also made a little auto hammer over here so I can get dirt a little easier. This stuff's working really, really well. So we might be getting backed up again because I'm starting to think we're hitting the limits on the drawers again. Let's take a look here real quick. No, you're okay. I kind of switched this around a little bit. What I probably need to do is get another impulse item duct or 2, and we can fix this real quick. Because there was 2 spots where he was able to import to. Let's see, how do I want to get back there? Can I get back there this way? I think so. all I should need to do something like that, then we should be able to just connect these guys right up. And that might actually go even faster now that he has two inputs there. I actually need to disconnect that there. Alright, so that's that taken care of. That should speed that process back up. Let's kind of fill this stuff in. There we go. Nice. So if we go back down there, hopefully we'll see those guys are all emptying out or close to it. Yeah. There we go. That's all it was. So you're emptying out, right? We're actually starting to get a backlog of dust now, which is sweet. Because eventually what that means is we should start getting a backlog of sand. And I haven't been too worried about sifting the sand, mainly because we get all those same resources from gravel and dust. So I haven't been too worried about it, and it's actually come in handy because I needed to sift some soul sand so I could get a couple of gas tiers for some of what we want to do today. So for what we really need to get done, we're going to need a tree fluid extractor, and I'm actually going to try to get 4 of these if I can. We need 4 of the gears. We'll need 4 furnaces. And then we should be able to get 4 of these guys. Nice. We're going to want some fluid ducts. Take maybe that many ought to be good. We're also going to want some item ducts. And I think we can get away with just regular item ducts here. And we'll probably want some servos. Let's see. I think these regular servos should do just fine. There's no way we're out of iron. We are out of iron. Oh my goodness. That is insane. We haven't run out of iron in quite a while. I mean, we're not really out of it. We just don't have any smelted. Not a big deal. We'll just get some smelting, and we should be able to start working on some of this anyway. Oh. That wasn't what I wanted to put in there at all. Here we go. Did I never switched you to a Signalum servo. Let's do that real quick. I think I made it and just never did it. And what this should do is speed up how fast that stuff goes in there. Set you, there we go. So that should fill up nearly immediately. And then over here I've kind of cleared out a little bit of an area. Might want some torches up over here, just in case. There we go. And probably right around in this area, we're also going to want a mechanical user for this, which I just happen to have one handy. And we're going to start, and this doesn't need to be super pretty because this actually isn't going to be here forever. So what we'll need is the mechanical user there, and we'll want some item ducts, and around that you might want to bump that out one because these guys are a little tricky to place sometimes. They end up facing the same direction that you are, and they're not always the biggest fan of, there we go, they're not always the biggest fan of turning like they're supposed to. So, oh my gosh, he did not place anywhere near where I told him to. It's probably because that torch is there getting in the way. There we go. So you're facing the right way. Nice. And you can face the right way if you would, please. and you can face the right way. So let's get those torches back up, because we're going to be running around all over the place. Alright, so what we want to do is have this right click, and we're going to have it place the block. Upper left slot only. Oh, and I just missed it. There we go, place block. And what we're going to want to do is something like this. We'll get, say, a stack of oak wood, and we won't need a whole lot of this stuff. We just won't. We'll need a little bit for a while, and once that's placed, I don't even think these guys need power. No, they don't. See, they're working right away. And eventually what we should see is, you can see those effects on the log there, and it's because these guys are extracting the fluid from it, which is just fine and dandy. So what we can do to kind of speed this up some, actually, you know what? We didn't even need to put those item ducts down there. I don't know what I was thinking. Those were totally unnecessary. I don't know why I was thinking that we needed those, because we absolutely do not need them. So pay no attention to the man behind the curtain there for a second. There we go. We'll just pretend like that didn't happen. What we are going to need, though, are the fluid ducts. There they are. And this liquid, I'm almost positive, is not hot. So what we'll do here, I think the simplest thing to do here is going to be to make a couple of ender chests, or ender tanks. So we'll need a couple of cauldrons, which we're waiting on the iron for, which hopefully we should have some now. Nice. There we go. And let's get another servo while we're at it. Nice. And back to making the ender tanks. I think we've got the rest of that. I made up a bunch of wool because we're probably going to be making quite a few ender tanks and ender chests at this point. So I think what I have readily available now is yellow dye. And I'll show you guys how I got that here in just a little bit. And let's do some lapis. Something like that. We'll need one more yellow dye. And you guys can color these, however it's going to help you remember. That's perfectly fine. It's one of the great things about Minecraft is we can all play the way we want. So what I'll do is, like yellow on the outsides, because again, this is not going to be anywhere near permanent. Just for ease of access now, because what we're going to want to do is set up some machines down where the machines are. I just thought there was a little more room over here for this particular part of it. There we go. And now we can pick you up. And you're just going to sit like right there. And we do need servos on these guys. And they will ignore, and ignore. So now, all that latex that we've been getting is going into our ender tank system here. And we're going to take this downstairs to our little machine room area, and we're going to make another machine. Well, I guess we'll make the machine over here. What we're going to want is the latex processing unit, which is going to need an iron gear, but not that one. How about that one? There we go. And we'll also need a 10 gear. And I got to tell you, this is so much easier now that we have all of our inventories put together. So we'll need a machine frame. I think I may still have those furnaces. I do. Nice. So here's our latex processing unit. And we'll want a flux duct. So now let's eat just a tiny bit. There we go. And we can come over here. And you know, I may want a second one, because I'm probably going to have to turn a corner on this guy. I can only imagine we're going to be setting up quite a few more machines before we're all done. So maybe one more flex duct. Or 3. There we go. I think if I do it like this, I'll need one more. Oh boy, I just cannot count today. One more. I have to install some elevators soon. So one more flux duct so we can get that guy up to the same level. Here we go. Nice. Can I get that stuff back? There we go. And you can just be cobble for now. We'll fix the floor up in a little while. So latex processing unit. And let's see, we'll probably need to move that. I think we'll be good. And there we go. Enter tanks in our system. So I pop you there. And you're getting power. You also need water. We should be able to do that, and you'll start getting that stuff. Let's see, so you're not being used at the moment. So what might be smart here is, what if we did something like this and kind of swapped these tanks? So we might be able to come back behind here. Let's see, you're the igneous, so we can just tunnel back behind here and lay some fluidex back here. To get you connected to water. Think that's right? Yeah, nice. Do I have enough fluidex on me is the question. We can just pop our guy here, set you to output mode. I'm probably not going to be able to get out of here now. There we go. And if I pop you there, and don't forget to put this guy back. There we go. Nice. So nobody's the wiser there. And you should totally be getting water now. Cool. So this is what we wanted here, is this tiny dry rubber. So let's get a couple more pieces of that. There we go. And let's get you cooking up in the furnace, because this is how we're going to get the plastic we need. Oh, you know, I forgot something here. We actually need to put this together in a crafting table first. I may end up taking that downstairs. This is what we put into the furnace, this dry rubber here. I'm wondering why it wasn't shift clicking in there. There we go. So that should get us a couple pieces of plastic. Because there's a couple of machines that we're going to want to build. And they all take plastic, because we're going to have to do this with Industrial 4 going. And we are going to want a mob duplicator, which is this guy. And he takes 2 pieces of plastic. And you'll need a machine casing, which means we need a 10 gear. Machine frame. We do have a couple pieces of magma cream, not much, but I think we had just enough there. Oh, and the nether wart is over in what will soon be the cooking with blockheads area. I have been working on it. I think the nether wart's in here. There we go. So we put a piece of nether wart here, and voila, mob duplicator. We're also going to want the imprisonment tool, which is this guy. And we need 4 pieces of plastic and a gas tier, which I did manage to get from sifting soul sand. And so for now, we're going to come and just set this guy down. And I dug out a room over here already. And I'm thinking we're going to put you probably pretty close to the center if we can. Maybe right there. And he's not going to do anything yet. Now the real trick is we're going to have to figure out some way to power this thing. So this is probably going to be a 2-part episode. We're going to work on getting the mob room assembled for this part, and then in the next episode we'll go over how to create the fuel that mob duplicator is going to need. So let's run down and grab the rest of our plastic stuff here, which that should be plenty there. And run back up. Hello, Evolved Enderman. Thanks for stopping by, but we already gave at the office, so see you later, buddy. Mob imprisonment tool, not yet, because we need more plastic. And so there is what will be 4 more pieces. You can go right in there. We'll clean up the inventory while that stuff's cooking up. And I can tell you, I'll give you a little hint. What I did down here was I created a little grass patch area. And we're getting mobs down in here now. So I'm basically planning on creating an auto cow farm. So we'll have tons of steak. And I was able to create some leather, just by the way. I remembered I think it's 3 pieces of rotten flesh in a furnace, you can get leather. See here, leather. There it says 1. Redstone furnace. There, I think this is the one that it's going with. There's 3 pieces, gives you 1 piece of leather. Let's go see if our stuff is done yet. Oh, wrong machine. Here we go. Yay! So now we should be able to get this mob imprisonment tool. And we'll be able to... I have the wither skeleton in this cursed lasso, and I'm going to transfer him into this mob imprisonment tool that we're going to make. gas tier. There we go. So now we have that mob imprisonment tool. And we are going to be a little careful about this, I think. If I just do something like this, I don't think he'll be able to get out of there. So I should just be able to like spawn you in there, and then you'll want to come over this way, right? There we go, got it. And then this thing is going to go in here. And what we need to do is get some essence in there. And there's two ways of doing that. We can create a massive or a passive mob farm and use, what is the name of that thing? It's the slaughterhouse. That's what it is. We need to make a mob slaughter factory, and this will get us, no, this does pink slime and liquid meat. What we need is the mob grinder. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's another one. There it is. Mob crusher. There we go. This is the guy we need to make. Now this will get us essence. It will also get us steak and leather, which is going to be pretty awesome. So we've actually got that part of it made up. We might be able to get that part done today if we're lucky. See how we're doing on here. The real question is are we going to be able to make the plastic fast enough? Because we also need to make some kind of a feeder. And I mean, it's going to take a little bit to be able to get this guy set up. We could use the animal feeder. I usually use the automatic feeder from Actually Additions, and I think we have all the stuff we need to make this. We have an atomic reconstructor, so getting this Restonia crystal shouldn't be a problem. That's just redstone in front of the atomic reconstructor, and we're also going to need this machine, the animal baby separator. So we're going to have like a breeding pen, and then we'll have it separate the babies out, and then when we'll have another animal baby separator with a add-on in there. And that's why I'm thinking this is going to be a two-parter to get all this done, because we basically need a lot of things from this particular mod. Because this is, at our current tech level, the only way we have of automating this. Because I don't think we really have any other way of doing it unless we can get a drop of evil. And then we could do restored mob spawners, which we may switch over to. But the way to get drops of evil is from killing wither skeletons. So I think this is probably the safest way for us to be able to get this stuff. I mean, we're part way there. It actually doesn't take that long. And this isn't going to spawn. There's no power. We'll need to make another power cell from RF Tools to get power over there. We're going to create a lot of stuff. We're going to go through a lot of tech to get all this stuff done. So I think you can go back now. And let's get some more plastic cooked up. So we'll get as many of these machines made as we can today. But it's still going to take... I'm really thinking that, so I mean, we're already getting close to having to think about wrapping up anyway. So we'll get as many of these machines made as we can, And I'll continue working on digging out the areas that we'll need between episodes, and then we'll go over in the next episode the rest of the steps we need to get a functioning auto mob farm going. We're definitely going to need some of this plastic. That is for sure. Let's see, we are going to need one of these crusher guys, the mob crusher. So for that we need a 10 gear, of course. Oh, wrong crusher. There we go. So machine frame, a couple of gold gears, an iron sword, and what else do we need there? A couple of books. Okay, so there's our mob crusher. And we could use this down with the wither skeleton, but believe it or not, I actually wanted to use a different mob crusher for that one. I wanted to use this mob grinder from Mob Grinding Utilities. So what are we missing for that? I already made the iron spikes. I think we need possibly one more iron sword. Or is it... oh, a block of iron. Because we're still smelting stuff over here, apparently. This is how we'll be killing our wither skeletons. This, I gotta say, of all the ways to kill mobs, this is probably my favorite, the mob masher. We'll be able to put a few of these upgrades in there. That's going to be a good time. Now let's see, mob crusher for the animal farm. We're also going to need some animal baby separators. We'll need 2 of those, so we'll need a couple more gold gears. And we'll need to get a couple more 10 gears, but not those. We'll need these 10 gears. There we go. Couple of machine frames. And what are we missing? Purple dye. How are we going to get purple dye? From rose red and that, okay. So we'll need a couple of those. And what are we missing? Oh, a couple more pieces of plastic, okay, because it's not in the, it's in my inventory and not in the grid, so there we go. 2 animal baby separators. And then this is what we need, is the adult filter. I think, or do we need, is there an inverted? Let's see, adult filter. I think that's what we need, because that I'm pretty sure is what, and we'll need an egg, which we have plenty of over here. And I have also started working on getting the cooking with blockheads area going. There's a few refrigerators. Still a little ways away. I just kind of started running out of space. So down here, and I think that's probably all we're going to be able to get done for today. These evolved Endermen certainly like my base. I'm seeing them all over the place. So what I'm thinking is, down here, I may go ahead and do an elevator from RF Tools, and we might start a second floor. That's kind of the way I'm leaning. I don't really want to go too much further out this way, because I'd kind of like to keep my base as close to inside of this claimed area as possible. And I already need to like claim this back area here. So I think what I'll be doing is I'll probably claim this area and then this area back here, and then we'll start working on an upstairs area to do our auto mob or passive mob stuff. And we'll probably have some more farming and whatnot going on up there. There's tons and tons more to come. But I do think we've gone just about as far as we can go today because I am out of time, Mr. Enderman. Man, these guys like my base. So I hope you guys had a good time today. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you liked the episode. If you want to see more episodes like this in the future, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.